All right, welcome to Limited Appeal, where we draft and talk about all things limited. We're doing another Premier Avatar draft. We've been doing really not well lately. Don't really know why. I feel like we've just been getting a little bit unlucky. Our opponents are just consistently hitting bombs, and we just aren't. We just aren't hitting bombs. It's really unfortunate. It's unfortunate in a format that is like extremely bomb heavy. Speaking of not hitting bombs, once again, we have not hit a bomb. Like, I feel like even when you build around this card, it's still not that great. Because if you're doing all of the things that make this card big and powerful and strong, then you're, like, kind of already winning 99% of the time anyway. In my experience. Firebending Lesson is acceptable as a first pick. I'm like so unimpressed with this pack. Like, I don't know. It's just the sacrifice deck just never feels good to me. Firebending Lesson is just generic. It's safe. It fits in so many things. And then Avatar Aang, huh? Yeah, so I'm gonna try to make it work, I guess. 4 colors doesn't seem that crazy. And this is basically just like draw at least a card per turn. Probably a lot more some of the time. I can see you, like, if you have a really heavy firebending deck, I can see you just like decking yourself with this pretty quickly. Obviously, we're not going to get Aang Master of Elements going probably ever, but you can dream, I guess. Team Master I like in general, and it kind of fits, like, ish. Like, you can do a 4-color or 5-color ally deck. It's not that difficult if you get the right cards. Obviously, we're passing Rumble Arena, which is a card that really helps with it. But maybe we just try to draft all the colors or something. See where that takes us. What you kind of want to do is hit, like, at least some stuff that helps you fix your colors. Things that come to mind are the ally that turns everything into all the colors. So the guy that gives allies the ability to tap for mana. Ooh, okay, so that's actually interesting. This is not the guy that I was talking about. Not you, but if we're going to try to make this work, you do fit into the deck. I don't know if we're going to be getting, like, part into black here as well, but let's just see if we can make the 5-color ally deck work. That fits really well. That gives us some water bending. Water bending lesson is probably good in this deck too. Energy bending is really good in this deck. I mean, okay, that's a lie. It's not really good in this deck, but it's pretty okay in this deck. Like, you can definitely use it to help fix your land. If you have a whole bunch of land and you just aren't finding what you need, it can either cycle or help you fix that. I don't love it for that, but it works. It does work. I've seen it work. I've used it and made it work. We'll probably see some. I hope. What else can help us hit all the colors? In this pack, nothing. You'd think Leaves from the Vine, just based on the name, might give you, like, land or something, but it doesn't. Abandoned Attachments could work in this deck. Rocky Rebuke could work in this deck. I kind of just like taking a little bit of removal earlier than Abandoned Attachments. Although Abandoned Attachments is, like, objectively easier to cast just because you can use red or blue on it. Nothing really helps us too much here. Kyoshi Plaza. I'm just going to speculate on this, because I don't really love playing anything else here. The Cabbage Merchant is actually good for us. Cave of Two Lovers is fine, but it doesn't really like help us fix our colors, and it doesn't do anything for us other than give us allies, which, you know, we don't necessarily need. This can actually help us fix our mana, and is a decent body, and gives us extra life. Ostrich Horse does sort of the same thing, but I like the Merchant better because he does it for 2. Zhong is an ally, as is Walltop Sentries. And given what our deck is trying to do, I think Walltop Sentries, it makes more sense. I don't know that we're going to play anything here. Maybe I just play the land. I don't know if we're going to be playing the black version of this, but maybe we just play the land. We've seen a lot of red cards wheel here. Dragonfly Swarm isn't getting... Like, I'm not going to play Dragonfly Swarm. But the fact that nobody else is weird to me. Huh. We've had Ren and Shaw a few times now. And it's never, like, actually done much for me. I know that that's, like, crazy to say. But it just hasn't. We probably will have the lessons to make it good. Obviously, the Crescent Island Temple here is fine too. That could be interesting. We could play multiple shrines too. I think this will wheel. I'm not too big on picking up the shrine early, that we can sort of see if there are any other shrines available. But Random Shaw just is super, super, super strong. Just like Iro is, or Iro. We're already doing we're already doing at least 4 colors. And you fit into those 4 colors. We don't, again, necessarily have a whole bunch of lessons right now, but basically having any lessons is good enough to make this great. And when I say any lessons, I mean enough that you're drawing like at least a lesson per game. Because if this sticks, you can just win off of that. So we're just playing big bodies here that all do really cool things. Ooh, actually, demonstration or firebending lesson. I think firebending lesson is usually better. But I think having a combination of both of them makes the most sense. Redirect Lightning might wheel. We don't see much fixing yet. Still, we could take a waterbending lesson that would fit the theme of the deck. We need some more removal, and we need some more fixing. Cycle of Renewal is probably my least favorite solution to this problem. I kind of maybe even want Katara more than Cycle of Renewal. Like, this could wheel. Katara is super good. We are playing blue, for sure. And it gives us some water bending as well. We don't have any earth bending right now. Or air bending. Not that we're trying to turn Aang on or anything, but, like, I'm just figuring out if, like, we'll be able to potentially do it. What are you? Meteorite. When this artifact enters, it deals 2 damage to any target. Yeah, no. Probably no. Seismic Sense just seems better for us. It will generally help us probably fix our colors a little bit, because we're going to be green-centric at least. Fire Sages is good, but not necessarily here. There's another Plaza. We could get this Plaza, and then we could get the red one on the wheel. I kind of just like Abandoned Attachments more. But this can do so much to fix our mana in this ridiculous deck. But I think Abandoned Attachments does more for us. Just because it's a lesson and it's easier to cast. a lot of the time than some of our other things. I really need some like tap lands here, I think. Those would really help. Not that one. Literally any of the other ones. We could take another Abandoned Attachments. I don't know if we would necessarily play 2. Price of Freedom, I actually don't hate. But we'll take Abandoned Attachment. That's good for us. We definitely want that land. What do you do? Yeah, I mean... if we were more like... if we had a lot more lessons at this point, I would consider it. But we're kind of just trying to cast big creatures. So the temple did wheel. But that's there too. So this gives us monks, right? They're not... we would have 2 temple. Yeah, I don't really think that's worth it. I'll just get like temple on the next pack. 10 creatures already. I don't necessarily love North Pole Patrol. I think Boomy Bash is good. Good removal. Waterbending Lesson is good for us. Oh, Cycle of Renewal did wheel. Okay. I don't think we're going to play the Snowballers, but it can always make it in. Legend of Roku is huge here. Oh gosh. Okay, yeah, so Badgermole is really good too. But the fact that it doesn't give us color fixing makes me kind of less likely to want to take it. The Legend of Roku is really good in this deck. Even if it's a little hard to cast. But we need to really aggressively take some dual lands and some fixing now. Because we have so much power at the top end of our curve. We have enough creatures and removal early to like hopefully make it to that point. Azula, we are not going to play, even though we are playing all the colors. Well, all the colors except for black. That's the problem, right? A second Seismic Sense would be fine. Fire Sages would be fine. I think this Seismic Sense makes more sense here. I really wish we could play the Azula. We're not in black. We're not in black yet. You know, there's another temple. Or another shrine. How many triggered abilities do we have? I guess we have T-Master. Katara. Katara's an ally, right? Yeah. Obviously, Katara's an ally. Duh. This is not triggered. The firebending is triggered, so that would start drawing 2 cards. Hopefully the Barrel of Blast and Jelly Wheels. We're getting a little greedy here. It'll Quench Ya is a good card. We still need a couple more playables. So I think we take that, maybe. And just hope to wheel one of those lands. Okay. I mean, yeah. So this is tough, right? Because, like, this is just greedy. This is greedier right now. This is a significantly greedier choice. We have almost exclusively allies, I think, except for the Ranenshaw. And we're passing the Rumble Arena for it. I don't think this is a Waterbending Ascension deck. No, it's not. Maybe, like, I honestly think we could play the Water Skin in this deck. We need fixing that bad. The Swarm is actually not bad for us either, and there's no fixing in this pack. Earthbender Ascension actually is really good, because that does fetch land, right? And it earthbends. I'd say we could live the dream, but we never found any airbending. I just really need some of the mana fixing to wheel. This is technically mana fixing. I still don't know if we'll play it, but we haven't seen it accumulate knowledge either. Like, I drafted in between videos where I did a lesson deck as well, and we just never saw an accumulate knowledge. Boomy Bash over the Temple. White Lotus Hideout is playable for us, I think. Octopus Form would be really good too, actually. We'll get that land, and... Oh man, we have to figure out this mana. Okay, so these are the cards that are questionable. Earthern Ally actually, like, we'll basically never trigger this because we don't have a black source. And we don't even have, like, Rumble Arenas unless we put in the Bender's Water Skin. And I don't love this, but we do have a lot of effects that potentially happen on there. I guess if we kept the energy bending in as well, we could potentially trigger Earthen Ally. There are just so many bad draws we can get with this. Actually, I don't know how I feel about Jung. The Parrot can go. I don't feel great about the Parrot. How much removal do we have? We have Earthbending Lesson, we have Rebuke, which I don't actually love here either. Demonstration. It'll quench you, kind of. 2 Boomy Bashes, so yeah. You can definitely drop Rocky Rebuke. We can... Dragonfly Swarm is like, it doesn't fit in, but it's also pretty good here. Maybe the Tea-Master isn't good enough. Like, we don't really have that many things that we want to give away. I think I need to keep both Boomy Bashes. They're really our top end removal. It'll quench is questionable. Then we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We could drop 1 Waterbending Lesson, I think. The fact that this makes an ally has so much synergy with some of the other stuff that we had, right? I thought I took the Parrot out. I guess not. Okay. So then there's 1 cut. Cycle of Renewal, I unfortunately feel like I have to keep. Water Tribe Brawlier is really good here because it's just going to draw us allies. Our entire deck is mostly allies. Unlucky Cabbage Merchant is interesting because, like, you're basically paying 4 mana. Yeah, I think that actually might be worse than some of our other choices. I have no confidence. Like, I have confidence that the deck is powerful. The problem is just going to be, can we hit our land? And can we do it before our, aggro opponents inevitably overwhelm us? It's game 1. We're just going to do it. Oh wait, I hit the wrong button. I meant to keep it. So we have a blue, red, white, and we have all the colors. We can't use them all together, but we have all the colors. If we play this out, then we can play Tea-Master turn 2, and then this guy comes in kind of big. They're probably going to lightning strike us here, or like firebending less than us, so we're probably not going to get T-Master value. But, you know, whatever. Lightning strike, okay. So we can get a turn... We can basically guarantee this comes down. And then next turn we can cycle. And then this way they kind of have to deal with Katara as well. Do they have another lightning strike? Double lightning strike, cool. Cool, cool, cool. You have removal, sir. I guess we just play the Swarm. Do we just play the Swarm? Because, like, I could do this. I think we do this, actually. I have a Forest of Plains. Oh man, Aang was on top of our deck. I think we need another. We have two red, blue, white. Do I need another green? I guess. What does my deck actually have in it? It doesn't really care too much, right? But if I get a green, then I can play more stuff next turn. Are you going to remove it? Really? What is our opponent's deck? 3 lightning strikes. Damn, son. What will be interesting is if they're black, then they could like really punish us for having Iroh as our last card in hand. Something to think about. What's crazy is that our opponent has been stuck on 2 almost the entire game, and we're still not winning. This is absurd, though, for our opponent. Like, the fact that they still have nothing is crazy to me. Alright, yeah. So, I think that this is a combination of... you know what? I don't know what that says about our deck, to be honest. Like, our opponent did have 3 lightning strikes. And just, like, shut down everything we played. We obviously started hitting our big stuff, and that was too much for them. When they were still stuck on 2 land. But the fact that we didn't, like, blow them out like crazy with such an advantage makes me concerned that this deck is not even that good when it hits the things that it needs to hit. And obviously we saw some like anti-synergy there between Ren and Shaw and Iroh. Because like if you drop down the Iroh and you start actually We might want to bring back a waterbending lesson into this deck. Because having more draw effects off of Iroh feels like it should be really good. Well, I guess we'll see. Wait and see how this game goes. This is fine. Like, it's not perfect, but we can firebending lesson any early creatures. We can abandon attachments and hopefully hit a third land. And then Earth Bender Ascension will get us another color, hopefully. We'll see where this goes, obviously. I'm an idiot. I literally just played the wrong land. I was looking at the wrong place on my screen. Oh my gosh. And now we're going to lose. We're not going to lose because of it, but we're going to be potentially behind it. Yeah, I messed up. Hopefully we don't suffer because of that. If we hit another land on this turn, we're in a good place. If we don't hit a land, we're not in such a good place. Northern Air Temple. Okay. Is this what we're doing? Are we the temple deck? I think we dropped the T-Master. I don't really care about the T-Master right now. We really need to hit a plains. Really need to hit a plains. What does this do again? It doubles your stuff, right? This keeps Quench up. Our opponents are getting quite mana screwed today, huh? Keep them screwed. We have removal from Mai, so I'm not really like going to block here for obvious reasons. I don't want to trade. We really want to see a plains here. We actually probably should have put the, well, I don't know. Putting the token on the swarm gives us the ability to play around a lightning strike, but it doesn't give us the ability to play around an Iroh's demonstration, right? So we have one on our opponents getting mana screwed in both games now, so who knows if this deck is any good. But interestingly, we have mostly hit our colors. Sorry. We have 4 white sources in our deck, and we have 1, 2, 3 sort of white cards, which obviously isn't ideal. Oh, sorry, we have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 white cards. Yeah. I don't know how to make this better. Like, we could obviously maybe cut a red source, cut a mountain, and put in another plains instead, and then we'd have 7 white sources. And we'd have 7 of everything, basically. Although this shouldn't be counted as a white source. Where are you getting your, hold on, what are our white sources? 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, sort of, like it's a filter. But what's the 6th white source? What am I missing? What do you think an extra... Is it counting this as 2 white sources? That has 2 different tap abilities? Then we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red sources, 6. I don't know. Our mana's messed up. I don't really know what to do about it. I did forget to look at waterbending lessons though. Like, what happens if we put waterbending lesson in again? Nothing good. Okay, this is obviously not great. We need a blue source. But it's kind of like what we were getting ourselves into when we decided to play this deck. We have the plains, which is kind of like our hardest source to hit, unfortunately. We have removal, and hopefully if we can top deck a blue source, we'll have quench as well. That's really good, actually. That's really good. This means we can removal turn 2 and earthbend on turn 3 if we need to. I would obviously love to have an island here to have quench up, but what you gonna do? So now we have all our colors. That's actually huge. Assuming we can land the Earthbender's Ascension. And I'm not... no, let's just go for it. They'll probably quench it. I'm fine with that, actually. Yeah, because then we can Cycle of Renewal. Actually, maybe that was a mistake. Maybe we should have just held up Cycle of Renewal. Yeah, no. That was dumb. It might have been better to actually grab 2 islands there so that we could play out Katara and hold up Quench. Yeah, I'm not used to playing these sort of decks where we have lots of complex decisions to make, I'll be honest. We play a lot more aggro than we do anything else. So that will be murdered immediately. Then I think we just hold up... Well, no, they have so much mana. I think we just play out Katara. Make them answer it. And this is where we're kind of punished for... Actually, no, because we would have had to use all of that mana anyway. Obviously, no blocks. Oh. See, in a perfect world, we want to quench something here and keep the firebending lesson back for Rise of Sozin. So in a perfect world, we... Oh yeah, I forgot that's what that does. Damn it! I forgot he got to see my hand! Alright, well... Alright, that's fine. The waterbending lesson, you can take that. There is one of them. I legitimately forgot what the second part of this card did. We could have dropped Iroh and done nothing with it realistically, so I'm not too sad about that. So, like, whatever they play, we probably just quench it anyway. No, we don't. Yeah, this is very awkward for us. He's like, I need one more mana to sort of, like, throw down. I don't even know. Yeah, I need one more mana to throw down Random Shaw. This is just so hard for us to deal with, unfortunately. Like, if we had one more mana as well, we could just sort of safely Firebending Lesson it. But as things stand, it could very well just get countered. But if it gets countered, then we can Random Shaw. I don't really have many creatures in my graveyard right now. We have to go for it. That's not enough. Yeah, see, like, we could have quenched that as well if we had have just had a little bit more. So now we're in a really rough spot, right? Actually, no, we can just do this. If they have a quench, they win. If they don't have anything, we're in a good spot. Alright, so that's good. We have a 5/5 on the board. We have a Random Shaw in hand. Admittedly, it's still a small Random Shaw, but we can make it big with abandoned attachments. So I think we've, like, sort of gotten through our opponent's stuff here. As long as they don't find a way to recur anything. Our bombs are beating their bombs right now. But I still don't feel good about this game. I actually think they should have just killed the Grand Lotus with the... Okay, well, fine. Whatever. I need to hit land. We lost... Well, I mean, it wasn't coming anytime soon anyway. Let's take a Rallier. They have 2 cards. They can kill one of my Random Shaws. We have removal for anything big they have. We can drop the Rallier next turn and start getting cards. We still have a lot of big threats in this deck. Sure. Okay. Is your last card actually removal? Oh, that's crazy if it is. Okay, wow, it is. Okay, alright, cool. Our opponent had the perfect set of answers to us, I guess, but... And now we can still get something with the Water Tribe Ralliers. Every time our opponent draws a land, we're closer to actually being able to win. They're going to start drawing cards, I guess. They really need to kill the Ralliers as soon as they can, I think. We don't mind blocking. I mean, well, actually, that's... I forgot you could do that. I think I just go down to 8 right now. I think going down to 8 is fine. Another one. I do like T-Master here. They can stack it in response. I'm fine with that. Yeah, we just want a body. Like, we could start giving them our land, actually. I don't necessarily... hate that. I misclicked. I meant to tap the Ralliers, but whatever. We can trigger it twice anyway. Basically, like, if we can hit our Aang off of the Rallier, we're in a really good place. And I think we're almost guaranteed to at this point. Because we didn't see it with the Seismic Sense. We didn't see it with our last Rallier. So Aang should be coming up, basically, right now. Yeah, I think there's an argument to be made for, like, taking 2 damage there instead. Going down to 6 and then just making tokens by giving away our land. I don't know. I don't know what's right. I forgot how it worked. I forgot how it worked. I thought it was allies for some reason. Oh my god, I can't believe I did that. I thought this was the one I missed. I like confused this with Master Piandao. Oh gosh, okay. No attacks then. I'm just going to trigger this again and hopefully get another blocker. I really need something before I start. Actually, no, I don't. I absolutely do not. We want to kill you. And if you kill him, we draw a card anyway. And we still have 2 blockers, technically. If they put us to 6, that's fine. We could potentially die to, like, an alligator or something, but they'll probably put both of their things on 1. Fun fact, I don't actually care about Katara right now. She doesn't really do anything for me. Unless you draw that, of course. I feel like we have so many rares and mythics in this deck, actually, now that I'm, like, looking at it. We've just been playing rare, 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 mythic, rare, rare, rare. What can I get from this? There's not much left in the deck, is there? I actually think there isn't enough left in the deck. And then next turn they're dead. They can't really attack. I mean, they can, but they shouldn't. Yeah, okay. I didn't even get to play my Roku or my Aang or my... Like, come on. That was a scary game. I think our opponent misplayed a little bit. I think when they played out the Katara, they thought that they could save their Sozin. And that was sort of like the point where it all flipped around. But the fact that we were able to deal with Katara twice and Sozin once is pretty crazy to me. And our opponent definitely didn't get mana screwed that game compared to our first two-round our first two-round opponents in our first 2 rounds. Yeah, as long as I can cast the attachments, I think it's keepable. Well, obviously, we want to hit a white source ASAP. Yeah. Okay. We'll see what they play first. I think we ditch our other attachment here because we need to hit 1 land, and if we hit a land, then we can cycle of renewal. If I cycle of renewal, I get a plains and a island. We have 4 colors. Then we play this next turn, and we get. We would have Aang on 5 mana, so he would be like susceptible to whatever this has done in the turn between. There's also like just this. I don't know. Do we kill it or do we let it live? I think we kill it, unfortunately. Or maybe we let no. Yes, no. We have Boomy Bash actually, so having Boomy Bash makes me feel like we do this, and then play a turn for Aang. Or a turn 4 Aang. Yeah, turn 4 Aang. And then if they do manage to make a really big land, we can Boomy Bash it. Regardless, I mean, we could Boomy Bash it pretty much no matter what, but. And we basically just say, hey, do you have... Or do we do this, actually? We could do... Oh my gosh. No. I wasn't... Actually, no, it doesn't matter. We did need to do that. This way we can basically just say, hey, do you have an answer? He's like, there's nothing in our deck that ever really protects Aang, right? So this attacks. They have mana. We could also just do this, kill those both right now. I think that's maybe better. It gives them an extra scry, but whatever. and we get to keep Boomy Bash and hit something bigger. And this way, if we top deck like Quench or something, then we're in a good spot. Maybe they make their Jung bigger if they don't have anything better to do this turn. Maybe they do have something better to do this turn. Yep, okay. Like, I'm just worried about running out our Aang here, right? Like, if we play this and get a 2-2... Oh, we wouldn't get a 2-2 because they'd sacrifice, probably. Yeah, so let's... Or do we just Boomy Bash the Jong? 3, 4, 5. No, because next turn we... If Aang doesn't work out, then next turn we can Boomy Bash and T-Master. If Aang lives somehow miraculously, if they only have like fight spells or something like that, then we're in an absurdly good spot. And if they kill Aang, then it sucks for us. But what can you do? Maybe they... Oh, they don't even give her double strike. Okay, so they have to have something good at 5. Oh. Okay. That's really good for us, then. So I think we play out, we Boomy Bash, and we play our T-Master. And then next turn we can play the Lieutenant. And Earth King's Lieutenant will make everything bigger. I mean, if they played that last turn, they probably don't have removal that isn't like... Okay, yeah, no, that's a good card. That's a really good card. I take 4. I start giving them land. They're going to scry something here. We're not in the best spot. Them hitting 2 bottom is good. Hopefully they hit like a land off top. Nice. Okay, perfect. This is this lethal? That was absurd. Holy moly. That was an absolutely ridiculous series of plays. No, I wanted to view the battlefield. Oh, that was like the definition of this deck coming together and doing exactly what I kind of like imagined it doing. And that was why we took Katara, because it triggered both of those things. So I'm glad that we hit both of those things with Katara. That felt really good. I'm really glad that we haven't been like completely screwed yet. I'm glad we got like enough fixing to make this seemingly so far consistent, at least. Like, it hasn't been perfect. I think like game 2 we got a little bit saved by the fact that our opponents got mana screwed when we were not hitting our white sources. But beyond that, the colors have been working out pretty well, I think. Loud Man with the Cloud avatar. Nice. I wonder what came first, the avatar or the name. Yeah, no, this is perfect, actually, because we can just play the city. Turn 1, play island turn 2, then we hold up abandoned detachments and quench. Problem is, I kind of like my hand. I think Katara Bending Prodigy is better here. Because then this is a triggered ability as well, right? So if we can swing in with Katara. Of course we can't, but that's fine. I think doing this actually is better than holding up Quench here. Because they have to remove Katara now. They need removal for Katara or this is going to get crazy really quickly. Oh well. I just wanted to live the dream once. Oh, that's actually cool. So we can drop this. And still hold up Quench. And then this way, like, we also can just get a... Like, it looks like we're just trying to get a card. We can just get a card with Rallier here. Or Quench. I like it. And it doesn't look like we're quenching because they have to use... They have to figure out that White Lotus can... Yep, got him. Got him. We're just going to build a big board here, I think. Like, they don't have anything scary. I don't really want to run Katara into sentries. We can just start drawing cards instead. Like, if they kill the Rallier, then we start drawing instead. Actually, no, let's... Do we pop... I think we just draw with... Ooh, that's a question, I guess. Would I rather Katara or Rallier? Like, what's more likely to hit? I want a creature. So I think this is just better. Yeah, alright, well. GG. GG. We have a reasonable number of creatures. They should start attacking now. And we have enough stuff for Rain and Shaw, yeah. The unfortunate reality is that their wall top sentries do block our Rain and Shaw. But, you know, it's not like they're going to hit us for a lot here either. And then our Katara can kind of just go off. Are they going to kill my lieutenant? It looks like they're thinking about it. Like, they obviously shouldn't kill the lieutenant. They should kill the Katara if they have another deadly precision or something. But they do have another deadly precision. Damn, okay. Well, I mean, that is good. We definitely want a waterbending lesson next turn, so we're going to hold up the forest in case they drop another corrupt court official. Just so he doesn't get me. Yep. Exactly. Exactly. Why we held the forest. Wait, why is that not tapping here? What can I draw that I can immediately play? Like, I think we want to. We don't need up lanes here. We are short on blue sources, so it doesn't really matter. Like, actually, we're kind of short on green sources too, so the pools is better for. No, we're short on everything but white sources, so it does not matter what we do. Okay, so they're on 5 land finally. I think we attack with our Ren and Shaw here. They'll double block. I mean, they'll block each one, which we're fine with. Because now we can just start making dragons whenever we want, basically, if this works out. Yeah, I didn't consider drawing the Legend of Baroque. It doesn't really matter because we don't have like much to play. I got really punished there. Come on! I got punished so hard by that. That's crazy. Okay, so we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. 10 mana. So we'll play out Avatar, Aang, and Iroh. What do I need to do here? We need to make sure I have something of each. So I think I need a red source, right? Then I have 2 green. No, I can't do it all. Darn. Okay. I don't think I can do it all. Because if I draw another land, let's just draw a red then, I guess. If I draw any, actually no, I can't. Can I do it all? No. I think Iroh's just better here, though. We have an answer for that. Guess he didn't look at my massive pile of flashback cards. Yeah, it's unfortunate that we couldn't have done both, but realistically, like, it just put us so far ahead. Like, what we were probably going to do if they hadn't have conceded and tried to murder my Iroh right away, we would have probably waterbending lessened and then played out the Dragonfly Swarm, because we did have the mana to do that, I believe. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. We were one short of banging. Like, if we had drawn anything other than a plains, any other land, we would have been in a beautiful, beautiful place. I mean, yeah, this is keepable. Like, we have a turn 3 Katara, we have a turn 2 Arrow's Demonstration. If we hit a green source, we're in a really good spot. If we hit a green source, we want to... Oh, do I want to murder that? I think it might be worth just killing that right away. And then next turn we can also Waterbending Lesson instead of just playing out Katara. If they want to quench this, that's fine. So we appear to be doing similar things. Of course, okay. Probably going to pump it. Another herbalist, sure. We'll give you some food. They have what, 6? So what are they doing? Are they just like a really big, wide, I really need land. I need land. I need land bad. So I couldn't do anything here, unfortunately. Like, if we play out any creature, really, we kind of... Actually, we can just do this. And then we can pay for Quench. Yeah, you have all of your land. You have drawn all of your land, sir. Quenches become useless. Like, you are accelerating your mana to play something, and I don't know what you're doing. We need to... I want to start getting in, so trading that's fine with me. My Quench has no value at this point, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it has 0 value. Like, the thing is, I need more land, right? They have 2 cards. I'm sure that in the immediate future... They don't even have that many lessons in their yard, actually. They only have 2 lessons. Yeah. Can't do much about that. We're just getting really messed with by our land right now. If we had hit land, we would be in a really good spot. That's fine. I just don't want you to... So Randman Shaw is definitely an answer, because they don't have any good attacks unless they top deck removal. So now I am actually not in the worst spot ever. I think we play out the Aang, and then we can either double block the Serpent again, or... Because now we have Aang, and that feels pretty good. So this will trigger twice. Draw me, what, 4? What's crazy here is that we could actually lose if they have some way to flash something in and fly me to death. Because our land is just so messed up right now. We don't want to attack right now with Aang, really, because it'll draw us 4 cards, but then we potentially deck ourselves. So our deck is absurd. Our deck is absolutely absurd. Yeah, that's just GG. Unless they have a board wipe, of course. But like, look at this. This is like some of the craziest stuff you can do in this format, right? I don't even care if we lose. Like, if there's some trick that I'm not thinking of that like screws with us here, I don't even care. Because this board is just so freaking beautiful. They could tap me down. Like, that's an actual good card for them here. They want to tap me down? Oh god, I didn't think about that. Fine. Everything's fine. forgot that this was a thing. Did I kill myself? Do I just kill my own Aang here? I think I just kill my own Aang, right? I kill my own Aang on my turn, I think. I might lose. I might lose. Okay. You should leave the Aang out. Aang being on the board is your best chance of winning. Just, okay, yeah. Yeah, okay. Flameo hot man. There was just so much going on that game. That was fun. I almost killed myself by forgetting that my hero has firebending. It worked out in the end, fortunately, but, you know. Could have blown it. Didn't, though. Yeah, no, this is a playable. I mean, we can abandon attachment and play Katara on turn 3. Our opponent doesn't have a turn 1 play, which is nice. No fire cadets. I'm not sure what exactly we pitch. We probably pitch a plains. Okay, our opponent is going no mana? No. Our opponent is allergic to mana symbols. The fact that we didn't draw a land there is actually kind of scary, but we can play both Kataras, which is a combo, if they somehow let us attack. We don't have a red source, though, which is scary, especially when we have rain. That's not anything better than our deck is doing, fortunately. Ooh. So that will be able to kill her next turn no matter what. So I can just play this out. This is a 4/4, right? Yeah. We just play this out. Mostly of, like, I guess if they hit, based on the lands they currently have, they can't play Boomy, and why would they want to anyway? So we could play Katara, swing in with this, and then it actually would be a 2/5, right? Sorry, a 4/5. They could blow their entire turn dealing with it. I don't hate that. And then next turn we can Earthbend. Because that would get rid of the Boomy. Now we have 7 power on board. They basically have to blow up Katara. And if they play out Boomy, that's fine with me too. This card has done way better than I thought it was going to do. Like, I know Katara's good, and I know that, like, triggering stuff twice is obviously, like, incredibly powerful. I just didn't really think that we would put it to as good use as we have. And basically, if they don't deal with Katara this turn, it's going to be a 6/7 next turn. So yeah, they're going to have to blow their entire turn basically, killing off Bending Prodigy. Ooh, okay. That is a choice. I'm not going to be able to play anything else this turn, so we'll Earthbending Ascension first, get our mountain, play out the forest. The thing is, we have multiple ways to murder this right now, so I'm not too concerned that it can't attack this turn. It doesn't have a good fight either. Okay, if they have to do multiple things to kill my Katara, that's really good for us. Okay, fantastic. So they could have a 2/2. +2/+2. Yeah, that was the only thing that we get punished for. Damn it! Alright, now the game is going to get a little crazier, unfortunately. If we have just Boomy Bashed. Ah! I didn't think about the blades. I was playing around the +2/+2. Well, no, I was assuming they might have a +2/+2. That's super unfortunate. Okay. If we lose, it's entirely my fault now. And we probably will. The Dragonfly Swarm is not particularly great at the moment. I think we just take the tap land. I messed that up really bad. It's fine though. Like if they spend their turn making a 4/4 flyer, that means they're probably not doing anything else. Which they'll probably do, and then I can deal with it next turn. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. We're okay. We could have been better, but we're okay. I really need to hit some land though. If I could hit some land before we lose, that would be great. Do I have enough lessons? 1, 2, 3, yeah. So we can just drop our Ran and Shaw next turn, I think. So we will block here to reduce the damage we're taking. And hopefully we just top deck a land, I guess. And that's not scary. Of course we cannot get the land. Like, this game is over 7,000 times already if we just hit land. So the unfortunate thing that they can do now, because we don't have land, is equip the blades for 7. Yeah, I can't double block the dragon here. And we're getting, like, if we had a land here, we could play the Ran and Shaw and have this go. I really misplayed this game. Like, I threw this game really hard. If we can survive this turn, though, and not lose a dragon, I think we're fine. But I don't think... Yeah, okay. So, depending on where they equip the blades, and whether or not they have anything else in their hand, will determine whether or not we have a chance here. If they have removal, we lose. Just, we lose, period. Because I misplayed, and I gave them the dragon. If they equip the dragon and swing all, we go to 1, which is fine. If they equip something small and swing all, we block the 2 that are smaller, we go to 1. Then we can Boomy Bash and hopefully somehow recover. Like, if they have a Lightning Strike in their deck, we're probably just dead at some point, which I'm sure they do, given what we've seen so far. But yeah, we misplayed that by not throwing the Boomy Bash at the Roku. Actually, yeah. If they draw removal, they win. Okay, that's fine. Okay, that is actually like the best case scenario, I think, right? Well, then they get a 2/2. If we hit a land, we can IRO and murder something. Actually, we can... No, we can't, because we don't have any... Land, man. Where's the land? So we abandon attachment. We hope that we hit a land. Well, no. We can't cycle of renewal here, unfortunately. Though that would make our stress. Because we need to Boomy Bash the dragon. Well, and then if we can make Ren and Shaw bigger, we're good. Well, we're better, but... alternatively, we could do this and that, and no, that doesn't work. Let's lead with abandoned attachments, get rid of the cycle. Get the land that we needed. Finally. Okay. Yeah, no, that's great. Fantastic, good job. I'm dead now, right? I'm not dead now. I'm almost dead now. Yeah, we threw this so hard. We had no business losing. It's this one dragon. Like this, if this one dragon wasn't here, or we had just hit land. Like, there's so many scenarios where this would have gone better for us. But we misplayed it. They dropped their Legend of Roku first because they actually hit their land, I guess. They got to play their good stuff. And their good stuff beat us down because we misplayed on the Boomy Bash. Oh well. You know, sometimes you just mess up. Let's not mess up again. Let's try to play better this time. That would be great. This deck should have been 7-0. If it had if this deck had any better pilot, it probably would be 7-0 right now. Obviously, we can't say that for sure because like our opponent was doing some crazy stuff too. We don't really know what else they could have had. I don't know what else I could have played there actually. So if we had just played out the Iroh instead, it could have gone a little bit different, I guess. I don't love this hand. Because we can't really play anything in it, but also... Yeah. This is not good. We need to hit a mountain or an island. I mean, if our opponent hasn't played anything... I'm not as concerned. Like, obviously we can't quench anything here on their part anyway. I'm glad they lost their Fire Nation drill. I'm glad they kept that what it is. So we can, Seismic Sense, try to find an untapped blue source to keep the quench up. Or we can just do this and make sure that we have the quench in a turn from now. Yeah, turns out it didn't matter. Like, we weren't going to hit the island anyway. Not an untapped island. If they Zookeeper here, that would be crazy. It'll quench you. Another one! Get a land! They won't get a land. They didn't even have a choice. And now we can either abandon attachments or quench ya. They've missed some strong cards. Like, their graveyard has some good stuff in it. Their deck is crazy. It's super powerful. We need more blue, red sources than we need anything else in this deck, so... Fantastic. Okay. That's a good quench. Yep. Nice. So let's make sure we have the right mana here. We play out Katara, and then we play out Earth King's Lieutenant. One, two, three, four. Yeah, no, we need to attack. No reason not to attack here. If they have something else big, we can Boomy Bash it. Hopefully they don't have like another Badgermole, because that like gives you 2 bodies and that's scary. They currently look like they're 3 colors. You want to kill off the Katara? Sure, that makes sense. Like, we can start drawing cards with our Rallier, hopefully. Like, obviously, we know that it can whiff. But if that was their best play last turn, I'm not as concerned. Well, that sucks, but... Come on, now we lost Iroh and... Whatever. We have... mana to avoid clinch here, so... Good enough for me, I guess. We're still going to keep the forest in our hand to avoid having to discard our Boomy Bash. They have a Corrupt Court, whatever, noble dude thing. Lol. Play it pre-combat so that we can draw a card. Just play the rares and the mythics. That's our game plan right now, I guess. Oh god, that's horrible. How does Azula work again? Just perfect. Okay. So just as long as they don't have a land, we're still good. Now they don't get my Aang. And we still have lots of other big cards in our deck, so they need to answer our 4/4 in the air. The next turn we can Earthbend. And they do actually have, like, their deck is amazing. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, I can do this and play the Tea Master. Or I can do this and play the Earthbending Ascension. I think that actually might be better. So if they keep drawing gas, then I don't know who's going to win this, but they're at 4, I'm at 11, so I'm hoping it's me. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Huh. Let's drop the Tea Master. Move to combat. Put them to 2. Because we do have food, so. And then we're still going to keep this up for the Noble anyway. Yeah, it is a nice deck. This might be one of the nicest decks I've like ever made in this. No, this is the nicest deck I've made in Avatar, the Last Airbender drafts. Actually, 100% best deck. This was crazy good. Everything just kind of came together for it to work, right? Because a lot of these cards, like Katara the Fearless, Avatar Aang, Grand Lotus, like Grand Lotus you pretty much always play. Like if you get this bomb early on enough in the draft, you want to play it. It just so often wins the game by itself. But it kind of worked out because we could just take whatever things everybody else didn't want. So if somebody passed something that was a good card, like the Tea Master or the Lieutenant or the Ran Shaw or the Katara, like we had a spot in our deck for them. And we mostly had the mana fixing to make it work. So, yeah. The Legend of Roku really didn't do a whole lot for us. I think we played it once, and that was in a game where we kind of already won. Earthbender, even getting this is crazy. Like, this is usually a really good rare. We didn't see Earthen Ally enough. The one time we did play him out, we could have Earthbent for 5 as well. And I kind of just forgot that was a thing that he does. So how many rares did we have? We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Not 9. Like a quarter of our deck were bombs, basically. Not bombs. Like they're not all bombs, but like a quarter of our deck were rares or mythics. Yeah. The fact that we dropped a game is unfortunate, but yeah. Sometimes you just misplay. So there you go. That's the best case scenario for how you draft a deck in Avatar: The Last Airbender. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you have any comments, let me know. Otherwise, subscribe, like. You made it an hour and a half into a video. You're pretty much legally obligated to at this point, and I will hopefully be back tomorrow or soon after with maybe some quick drafts when that comes out. See ya.